Hello and welcome to another ScrawlrBox Live. My name is Chris Lava. I am the founder of ScrawlrBox, and today we're going to be talking about box 115, 115, the box back from March. And here we are. Thank you all for coming. I see there's lots of people in the chat already. Before we get on to everything, you probably noticed that I've got a black eye. Haven't been fighting. I haven't been fighting. It's from cricket. It's a sporting injury. So we'll just leave that there. You can say lots of mean things to me in the chat. Yes, it does look like I'm wearing eye makeup. I'm not.
You
My
should have
daughter did
matched the
try.
other
My
eye,
daughter did try and ask me if I wanted the other side to match. But no, here we are. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We do have two other guests, so I will bring them on now, introduce you to them. One of them you will know already, and the second you will probably recognize.
Hi.
Here we go. Ba-ba-ba. Welcome, Kat and Jake. Thank you very much for coming, Jake.
Of
Welcome to
course.
the live stream.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure. You're a very well-renowned artist in your field with books and lots of accomplishments, and we are pleased to have you as a featured artist in our box. So thank you for helping us out with the box. But before we get into the box and the nitty-gritty and all the supplies in it and your work and ask you lots of questions, we're going to play our favorite game on the stream, which is 6-second scribbles. I mentioned this to you, and you said you know the artist or someone who designed this game or works with this company. Is that right?
Yeah. Because the company
Oh,
down in Brighton. Yeah. So, in fact, I'm gonna query some of the rhyming that she said in there because I'm not sure if it really rhymes, but I won't spoil any of the plots. So, but,
Yeah,
but
because
yeah,
when I spoke about it before, you put me in touch with another one which is called Draw My Face, something
yeah.
which I have purchased since. I haven't played it properly yet, but that's on that's going to be. We've got a drink and draw session here next Friday,
Next
so we're
Friday.
gonna get involved with that. But I don't think that quite works. It'd be quite mean to get you to draw my face or Cat's face made of vegetables or something like that, which is I think what the game is about. So we're going to stick with 6-second scribbles. I've given you some cards to pick from, and you've picked one. Is that
yep,
correct? And okay, so you've got a pencil and paper. Ready?
ready to
I'm
go.
gonna I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna make you full screen. And you said because you're such a technical wizard, unlike me, you've got an overhead cam as well. So look at
Just
that. It's
so that
ready
it's
to go.
authentic, that I'm not
Ma-
actually cheating.
Well prepared.
Make sure you don't flash the answers to everybody. Are we gonna tell people the theme, or are we just gonna wait till the end? I guess we should wait till the end because we don't want people to be guessing straight away. We'll wait till the end, then if they need clues. Did you go for an almost impossible one or a tricky one?
I went almost impossible, and I'm pretty optimistic.
Well, that's good. I thought I gave because I don't give many people the almost impossible one, so looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Okay, right. Are you ready? I've got my timer ready. We're going to start 60 seconds in 3, 2, 1, go. 60 seconds. I should get some like.
We say this every time. We need to count down the
I'll play some old music. Old music. Well, it's probably a bit too much.
Oh, Jake's already knocked it out of the park. Come on.
A bit slow, I'd say. We're halfway through. 30 seconds. Paul's already coming in the chat. Oh, okay. That means you're gonna have to speed up, Jake. You've got 10 seconds left.
10 seconds!
10 seconds, you've still got them to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, I was getting too into
it. Wow. So we got 7. That's 7, maybe 6.5. But
maybe it was nearly impossible.
yeah, I think you did a bit too much detail. Really, look, you've even put a shadow on the, which I'm assuming.
I mean, we started strong.
Okay, so we're gonna need. I think we're gonna need the theme. What's the theme that we got to guess?
So it's rhymes with Mexico, but I'm not convinced.
Mexico. Okay, so that's that one. Yeah, domino is the first one, right? Mexico, domino.
No.
No, that rhymes.
It doesn't rhyme.
It doesn't, does it? Right. Okay, I'm glad you're with me, Kat.
Domino. Mexico.
Well, we got someone who's
Tornado.
The Lux.
Yeah.
Oh, tornado is number 2. Yes.
Got it. Boom.
Bungalow.
Yeah.
Bungalow.
Cool. That's see, I lost some time on that. But I was worried.
You did
Well,
have
we
to do
needed
the
it.
tall and the lows, I guess, to get that.
The context.
The Lux Vex did the guess of this one, I think. Mistletoe.
Mistletoe, yeah.
Very
I don't
good.
know. Little
these
people,
kissing,
like creatures kissing, yeah.
like we've got tornado. Oh, and
I don't know.
well, we might have to come back to that one. Mel said buffalo for that. Is that the next one? Buffalo?
Oh, yeah. That is possibly the worst buffalo I've ever drawn.
We did have condo was a guess for number 3 as well. So that's
that would have
bungalow,
been
condo, Mexico.
Oh, Ian Bornart said cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Warm.
Maybe it should warm. It's
Americano.
It's a what other coffee base? Latteo.
Americano. Macchiato.
Oh no, we're getting further and further away.
How further away?
I should have put something to put it in scale.
Oh, it's a small one. Espresso.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I feel like I don't know who's getting these ticks. I don't know why I'm ticking.
You're ticking. We've got them right. Now we have to go for the other one, which is.
I mean, I'm ashamed of myself for this.
Amy said bumhole.
Bumhole.
This was an accident. That was like an accident sort of scribble. It's not a clue.
Yo-yo. Yo-yo. Oh, what was it? Do we know?
I mean.
Are we going to guess it?
It's potato.
Potato.
I mean, it's not a potato.
How do you draw a potato? It just doesn't. It's quite hard to draw a potato because it's just.
I love it.
Well, that's
right? My favorite.
Yeah, 6 out of 10 on an almost impossible. I think that's pretty good. I think we give you bonus points for that. So
Thank you.
Great work. Yes. So well, that was fun, wasn't it? See, you did.
My first time playing, loved it.
Yeah. What else did you miss? I'm looking at the card here. You didn't have radio. It's tricky. Patio and risotto. Patio. Mexico patio.
Mexico.
Risotto, Mexico. Is that?
No.
They end in O, I guess. That's the.
It's just the O, yeah, the O.
Yeah.
So maybe things ending in O would have been there.
Like yo-yo was a good guess. That could have been a good one. Pillow. Pichio. Dough. just guessing, just reading some guesses out from the chat.
And these are all good potato guesses, right?
Yeah, everyone said potato.
Potato's like
kind of peachy. It was kind of peachy. Oh, well, that game never fails to make me smile. So, very good. Thank you for indulging us with that. Let's officially welcome you to the stream as our featured artist from Box 115. The box has been out for a while now. How did you enjoy the experience? You got a copy. You've seen all the artworks being created. What do you think?
Oh, it's been lovely. It's been really nice as well, because some people have been tagging me on Instagram when they've posted their work up, and it's just been such a delight to see all of the little challenges that people have been doing. And I mean, I love portrait drawing, so I've been seeing everyone's portraits in 3 and 4 colors, and it's just been a real delight. Yeah, absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it is great fun. It is always our favorite time when the boxes go out and suddenly the artwork start popping up and like, oh, we've created
It's the
this, and
best.
like some people are really on it straight away. Like as soon as they get the box, it's like that same day. And then some people it takes some people still doing last month's or whatever, you haven't caught up. So you get a nice kind of drip fed of artwork throughout the month. It's really nice. Um, well, let's talk about the box. I'm going to quickly
Yeah.
go into here. Here's the contents. Well, my top down's not quite as good as yours. It's a bit dark here. I'm stuff through the window, but here's your lovely artwork here.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
It
It was
is.
the model was really fantastic, and so she posed for a photograph that I then used to work from. So she isn't quite as multicolored in real life, but
No, but I love that. I love all the colours peeping through. That's the best bit about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Love
we'll
it.
see. I'll talk. Well, let's go straight onto the artwork because we've got here's the picture, and then we've got like a video of you creating it. Because there's only four colors. I mean, obviously we've got the extra blue with the pro color, but we've got these four colors. Or maybe I can do this way instead. These four, they're light fast pencils from Derwent, very special pencils. And we've got, I'm going to hide it up here, sun yellow, sapphire, magenta, and black. So CMYK essentially. And you
yeah,
go through building out all the colors because if you look in your artwork, there's kind of greens, there's browns, you've mixed purples. As you can see here, when you've got like purple, green, and brown, just by mixing two colors. And through your what else? There's in here you've got this kind of spectrum of all the colors you can create with CMYK. So it's really great how you kind of I wouldn't be able to do it. That's what I wanted to ask you. Like how could you start with the blue, don't you? Or and then you go through. I'm going to play it again.
yeah. I mean, you could start with any color, but I always find it's easier to kind of start with the blue for a bit of structure, kind of add a bit of warmth in as it's a portrait, so kind of warmth for cheeks and things like that, and darker shadows, and then throw the yellow in at the end because it's a bit paler. And I
Okay.
love it when you add that third color in, and it mixes with everything else. Because when you get the red and the blue mixing, obviously you're just getting kind of purple in between, or red blues. But as soon as you throw the yellow in, depending on how much of the other colors is down on the page, you get this sudden rainbow explosion of different surprising mixes and kind of unusual layers of color. So although I tried to work through in a relatively controlled way, I wanted there to be little surprises as well for myself. As I was going through, so it was super fun. It was a kind of an experiment in, as you say, using kind of printer color. So just like an inkjet printer would use four colors, a cyan, magenta, yellow, and a black. I just thought I'd try and be a printer and do it. And obviously, I mean, you guys are very generous with the materials you send out in the boxes, but the light fast pencils are really great, but they're quite expensive. So I sort of, well, if you were going to do a really colorful portrait, but you could only afford four colors, what would you use? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they are quite expensive pencils, but they are quite special as well, aren't they? They're light fast, so they're very 100 centric when in the branding or the marketing from Derwent. It's kind of 100% light fast. I think there's 100 colors, and I think they'll last 100 years in museum conditions.
In museum
But
conditions.
but they'll
no one's
last.
going to be coming back for their money to be returned, though, are they? After a century.
Exactly.
No,
I
yeah,
think
I think
they'll
most of us will be
outlast
gone.
most of us. Or yeah. So they're very special, and they're oil based, and they're kind of the colors are really great. They're just like proper pencils, aren't they? They're like I don't think there's they're one of the best color pencils out there. Right? They've got to be.
Yeah. And I think with light fastness, I mean, I think color pencil drawing is taken much more seriously now, maybe than it was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, even. And so people might want to exhibit their color pencil drawings, which I think didn't happen quite as much previously.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so then if you're going to show them, you want them to actually last on the wall. And so paint, often people pay attention to the light fastness of paint, but color pencils have poorer light fastness on average, and so these are really reliable color pencils if you're going to be exhibiting. So that's why I got into using them.
Yeah, no, and we've had such good feedback from them. Like everyone's like, "Oh my God, I love this box!" And like I know Paul, who's in the chat. This is
Yeah,
boxes
cool.
right up his street, and he did like 6 or 7 portraits. Um,
Smashed them out.
One of them was a Bowie one, I think, which was really good. That just loads of people did, and that's the great things. Like when we see all the boxes, so many different, skill levels, experience, age range, and different people coming from art, illustration, just hobbyists, professionals, loads of different people doing different things, all from the same prompt, the same materials, just coming up with something new because, you have to create something new. You can't even if you're trying to copy it, even if someone tried to copy it, they wouldn't be able to do it exactly. So it's kind of, it's really good to see what everyone's done. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad you did too. Well, speaking of which, should we have a chat? Should we talk about some of the artworks that people have
Let's.
created?
This is the fun bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. All the fun stuff that comes from it.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Sorry.
Huh?
Before we get too far into it, because I'm going to just crack on, I need to talk about the Scrawler sketch, although this month it's not Scrawler sketch. So bear with me.
Oh yeah,
So
it's like,
each
what's happening?
each week, because we always have the monthly prompts in the boxes to go along. They're in the back. This one was living legend for this box, which we hoped inspired some people, and then we did. They had some husbands, partners, famous people, lots of different things.
Legends.
Legends. And that's not enough prompts for people. So we decided that we do it every Saturday. We release a scroll sketch, which is kind of another side prompt. Doesn't have to do anything with the box, just another prompt that you can do, any artwork with. So every month, me and Kat kind of pick our favorites, and then we go head to head. But this month of April, we've gone even further, and we've done
Yeah.
Scrawler Fest, which every day there's a new prompt. So the whole month of April, there's been a new prompt every day, and there's been loads of artworks created from that. And so instead of picking a Scrawler sketch, we've picked 2 artworks from the Scrawler Fest, which, let me just make sure I pick the right one. It's going to be anonymous, so you don't know which one it is, but here is the 2 artworks that we've picked. Kat chose one, I chose another. They're both from different prompt. A is the prompt badger, and B is the prompt cabbage. So these are the 2 we've picked head to head, seeing which one of Kat and I wins. I think it's 1-1-1 because Amy May came along last month and she took one of the wins away from us. So we're all tied up. So if everyone in the chat or watching the stream wants to go and vote for their winner, for their favorite, if you go over to the post page on our YouTube channel, it should be there. Let me just double check it is there. And vote for your winner and then your favorite, and then whoever gets the most votes, we will send that artist a lovely pack of art supplies, pens and pencils. We've got loads of stuff hanging around the office, which is great. So we will share that with them. And also, one of you lovely people in the chat, we will send you something great too. So you just need to comment a special word, which will be, what will be the word is, could be, let's just go with eye. Chris's black eye. Black eye. Just for fun. Just to run into it a bit. So comment something like that, and I'll pick one of those comments and we'll send a winner a bunch of art supplies too. Okay.
Yes.
We've got some more Scrawler Fest artworks to share, but we'll do that later. Let's crack on to the challenge artwork. I'll start because I am in control, so I get to pick.
Okay.
And this is the one I chose, which is by Natalia Garcia Prieto. Rhymes with Mexico. I don't think she's from Mexico, but I love this one. It's like I'm a fan of Edward Scissorhands for a start, and it's similar. It's such good. Like it's similar to yours in the way that they've used the black for the hair and then the colors for the faces. Even a little bit of reflection in the knives there. I just think it's great, as a lot of the artworks were, but it kind of same way of you using the yellow and the pink and the blue to get all those different colors in the face. Yeah, and there's some work in progress pictures.
Wow.
Yeah.
like proper realism, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
And
Sometimes you have to stop and look at something and go, how?
I love the reflection of the face in the scissor hands as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. And
Oh
the
yeah,
stars
you've
as
just
well.
clocked that. That looks so good.
Yeah. It's impressive. So yeah, that just
Got
caught my eye.
everything.
And as a fan of Edward Scissorhands and now Natalia, I just wanted to share this one. It was great.
Yeah.
So well done, Natalia. Keep up the good work. She's done a few. I did think, have I seen her work before? And she has done a few other challenges. This is a completely different style though, so yeah, really nice to see. Good work. Right, okay, that's enough of that one. Let's have a talk about Jake. We'll go on to yours now, Jake, which was this one, I believe.
Yeah, I just thought this was really lovely. It had a really sensitive quality to it. And I love how everyone makes their marks differently. And I thought this is kind of different to how I make my marks. And I really enjoyed seeing that variety.
Yeah.
I love seeing all the, you can really see the hatching. Like, it's really, really, really nice the way they've layered that together.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, and I like the way the yellow and the red, it's almost like a warm glow on her face and like the cheeks and stuff. It's really nice. And also a different composition, because you don't normally see them coming like a side on like profile. Although the Edward Scissorhands one was also side on looking at it. But yeah, so this is Anne, and yeah, really great piece. And hair as well, so many lines in the hair.
Gosh, hair's the bane
detail.
of
I
my
was looking
life.
at the hair in your piece. I was like, that looks crazy. I think, yeah, you know, I don't do hair or faces or eyes or anything like that. So
Chris draws hands and crabs.
I draw hands and claws and things like that. It's just eyes. Eyes I can't do. I can do one eye, but never the second eye. That's my problem.
Well, that's it. More profiles. You should draw more
Yeah, I
profiles.
should probably
Worry about
one eye
more
only.
profiles. Okay, well done, Anne.
Pirates.
Yeah, pirate. I should have worn a patch as well. Speaking of eyes. Okay. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Jake, for picking that. And now Kat picked one as well. Ah, yes. Which was this one, I believe.
Danny DeVito.
Which was by Pegs, I think.
Yes, Pegs. I found
the
it on
Discord.
I just
Yeah.
love Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I think she did a video about it, so there's a video of it as well. But it's always fun seeing these and watching the process of people. But
it's got loads of detail in it, but it's also quite minimal, if that makes sense. Like not all of the space is filled up, which I actually really, really like.
Yeah.
And then all the colors together. It's like I can't describe it. I can't put it into words. It's realism, but minimal realism. Does that make sense?
I mean, the face is quite bright, isn't it? And there's not too much hair details, like a lot in the outside
it's
of the face.
Definitely Danny DeVito. Like you look at it, and that is Danny DeVito straight away.
It is.
I love it. I love Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Number one fan.
Excuse me. Yeah. So yeah, excellent. Well done for that. We should also do a shout out to another artist who's here. Kat, you did a piece which I was going to share. I didn't know whether you wanted me to share it, but here's your piece.
Oh wow. Oh, that's so cool. And so I can see the minimalism as well coming in, leaving a lot of white space and really letting the colors shine through.
Scribbles.
What
in the best way.
Do you like it when I share your work, Kat? Because I feel like
I feel really awkward.
Yeah, sorry, but it's good. I like it, and you did a process video as well, so I will let that play as well. But you're always really good. You've got
pencils were really fun. I've never done I don't really use colored pencils, so it was really fun to try and figure them out and work them over each other.
Yeah,
it's really interesting using the sharpened bits of pencil as well.
Just rub it all.
Mixed media. Yes, very good. I wanted to ask you. That's a question I wanted to ask you actually, Jake. Is about sharpening. Like how. Let's bring us all back in first. Well done, Kat. By the way, that's lovely. When you're doing do you use like a sharp pencil or a blunt pencil? Or does it depend on, are you constantly sharpening and just using fine, or because I know some people like a more rounded point, or does it really depend?
I quite like a sharp point, and and actually, I'm always changing my pencil sharpener blades if I can, or if I can't get a pencil sharpener with changeable blades, I just have loads of pencil sharpeners, so I've always got something sharp, because it really lets a good pencil down if you end up breaking it all the time where you're trying to sharpen it.
Yeah.
So I do get them quite sharp, and I keep them quite sharp. But what I often do is, I realized I'm quite strategic. I think as I'm working around the drawing, I do all of the bits that I want to get in sharp early on in the sharpening. And then as it sort of blunts, I then use it for areas of the drawing that might suit a kind of blunter mark.
Okay.
And then I realized I turn the pencil, so that I'm always using the sharp part. As one edge blunts, it tends to kind of sharpen the other side of the pencil.
Okay.
So then I turn it, so I'm kind of getting a sharp bit, and then it blunts that side, but it creates sharpness on the other side. So I don't have to sharpen all the time.
Yeah.
Rotating as you go.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was doing it until I did a little video for Derwent where I was using some of their pencils, and they recorded me doing it, and they were like, "Oh, can you show the Derwent logo on there?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then they were like, "Oh, you're turning your pencil," and I was like, oh. and then they'd be like, "Oh, you're turning your pencil again," and I was like, "Oh no,
crap marketing placement."
Yeah. But then that saves, because it is like, especially because these are like expensive pencils, so you don't want to be sharpening them all the time and just wasting, because this very precious core you want to kind of keep as long as possible. Because I would do, if I was doing it, I'd sharpen it, and I use generally like I guess it's like a different like a longer point for just drawing and sketching, but then I'll do that, and then I'll go to draw straight away, and it'll be like clink, and it'll just snap the tip straight away. I'm like, oh,
too much
just
pressure.
Yeah, too heavy-handed, I guess. But yeah, you want to be able to. Maybe I'll try the rotating technique. Just get ready to do that. I don't think I'm dexterous enough.
I mean, I don't know how you find it, but when I get the pencil really sharp, I then hold it really loosely. So at first, like I'm often just holding it right back at the end and making quite a light mark, and then I kind of get tighter in later on with the harder, firmer mark.
Because a blunt pencil gives you a thicker line, so you can really get in with the darks.
Yeah, because I love the weight of the mark you had in your drawing, Kat, where like the later marks were really kind of hefty, but like there was sort of an exciting energy to them as well, and I think you only get that from the weight of it. So
yeah, really going to town.
This very, very expensive painting. You put a lot of pigment down on that page.
I'm bougie.
Bougie, just three ScrawlrBox pencils. Well, yeah, okay. Well, let's. If anyone's got any, I haven't been looking at the chat. I don't know whether anyone's got any questions for Jake while we've got him here. But let's see. I can't see it. Someone's asked me, Chris, is that why you draw claws? Because you have a heavy hand? I'm like, no, it's good. I don't know why. I draw hands because I hate drawing hands at the same time. Like if I was to draw it, but then I guess it's as a painting or project, you can kind of build it up rather than if I was just to draw an outline of a hand, it probably wouldn't be very good. But if you're painting it, you've already got it sectioned out and you know what bit goes where. So kind of getting the scale and proportions of everything is a bit easier, I think. But yeah, I like hands also, to me, you use them for everything. So they're quite expressive and things like that. That's why I like drawing hands. But I am heavy-handed. If I was to draw, I'd more likely to do expressive marks than fine, neat marks. So. Well, what other question? Books. You've got lots of books, Jake. I mean, how does that happen? Like, where do we start with a book? Do you go, right, I've got an idea for a book, or did someone come up to you and say, we really want you to do a book? How does it work?
It was mostly through talking too much. I did this like TEDx talk years ago when I was down in Brighton, and I was talking to the producer, and we had this long walk, and I just talked about drawing without realizing I was talking about drawing. I just talked about drawing for like 45 minutes on this walk where we were both walking to the venue. And he was like, at the end of it, he was like, wow. He was like, I didn't know there was so much to talk about in drawing. And so that kind of got me the TEDx talk. So I kind of went and did this talk. And then after the talk, I was kind of doing the same, just like going on and on and on. And I met an editor, and they said like, oh, do you write about drawing? And I was like, no, I mostly draw, and then occasionally talk too much at some poor producer while they're trying to just go on a walk. And so then he sent me an email a little bit further down the line, but I thought it was spam. I had this email that kind of just dropped into my inbox saying like, hi, we met once. And then it just sort of went off one sort of saying like, we'd love to publish a book with you and things like that. And I was like, this sounds scammy. Like, I assume this is not real. And I nearly just deleted it and just like put it in my spam folder. But I did reply to it. I went back to it and I was like, oh, actually, maybe this is real and I should check it out if it is. So, but the first idea I pitched, which was a portrait drawing book, they didn't go with. Actually, the publishers weren't interested in it. So they then asked me to do something else. It then did end up kind of coming off as a portrait drawing book. And so that was my first book. But it kind of took like 18 months to actually happen, where it was this very fast thing where I had this amazing opportunity offered to me, didn't think it was real, pitched it, didn't happen, left it, let it go. And then they got back in touch and said, actually, we would like to publish a book. So I think for anyone that's kind of keen to do something like that and feels really put off by a bit of rejection, you sometimes just have to plow on and, keep going with your ideas. And if they're worthwhile, then, sometimes those opportunities come back round again. Yeah. And then since then, I've published 14 books about drawing. So it's like quite a few. There's just so much to draw, Chris, and so little time.
So much to draw. Well, that's great, because that's what I love, is like doing art and creating art, like you're leaving something behind, leaving a legacy behind. You also do your teaching as well, which is great to pass on your knowledge, but a book as well, like that'll be here for, available forever, essentially. Someone will be reading it in 100 years time, maybe, when the suddenly all the light fast pencils start, the color just goes. Yeah,
I've sorry, this is a bit of an unrelated anecdote, but I was given a drawing by a friend that had a red heart, like an anatomical heart, overlaid over a graphite drawing, and she'd used really cheap, like W.H. Smith pencils. And over the last 10 years, the heart has gradually faded and has now gone because they weren't light fast.
Wow.
And it's kind of been quite beautiful as almost like a performance piece or something. But I'm really glad I didn't buy the drawing, or maybe make it myself and sell it, because it's just disappeared. So light fastness is the thing.
Yeah. I guess if you'd spent like a lot of money on a big pencil portrait by someone and you hang on your wall and it disappears slowly over the next few years, you'd be quite disappointed.
Yeah.
That does sound a little quite interesting, but quite sad that the heart suddenly disappears and color. But yeah.
We're still good friends. It hasn't like parallel relationship.
Well, maybe you could do like some bits together. So like you do light fast underneath and then some cheaper pencil on top, and then one slowly fades to reveal the other, or changes over time or something. Maybe take some too much scientific thinking behind it. But Paul's got a question. How does Jake feel about Blackwings? Asking for a friend.
I like a Blackwing. Yeah, I've got a few. I love the erasers with the fancy ferrule that holds them. It's just such a lovely little touch and really practical as well. So they did color pencils for a while. I don't know if they're still making them. I didn't get on as well with them, but the graphite pencils I think are lovely. They're really nice, and they're just such beautiful objects, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Again, it's another one of those kind of, it's a £2.50 pencil, essentially, which you can get a pencil for pennies, really, like 20, 30, 40, 50p for just a cheap pencil. But it does make a difference with the nice graphite, the core centered, the wood, and like I say, the ferrule and the eraser. What set it apart design wise, it's just a nice looking pencil. I'm glad he approves, Paul. We're good. Oh, Mel says, what is the biggest art myth you'd love to debunk?
Oh,
Art myth.
God, that's
What's
an
an art myth?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is a bit of a basic answer, but it's just the idea that you can't be taught to draw. And I think just people
Yeah.
think that you have an innate talent.
Yes.
And some people do, for sure. But I think all that is a springboard. You know, if you've early on in your life as a kid or something, you have some kind of natural aptitude for drawing, it's great. You know, it gets you a little bit ahead, a few years ahead of your peers or something like that. But really, learning to draw, learning to paint, you know, sort of printmaking, any kind of practical art process can be learned and it can be taught. And some of the absolute best artists I know started without a huge amount of talent, but with a real passion for what they do. And then they just worked and worked and worked and worked at it. And maybe they had some good teachers along the way as well. And they learned a skill. And that, you know, that's provided them a stronger foundation, I think, than actually some kids that I've taught at an earlier age, like now seeing them as adults. They draw, but, you know, they kind of didn't need to work quite as hard. And although they had an early talent, they didn't build on it by developing deeper skills. And actually now they're not much better than they were when they were like 12 or 15. Whereas, you know, some of the artists that have really worked at it, but without that early talent, have actually kind of developed much more. So I think the idea that you can't learn to draw, that you can't teach drawing, I think is a myth that I would definitely be keen to debunk.
Yeah, I agree. I say when I say to people, like, come along to the drink and draw we've got, and they're like, oh no, I don't do art. I was like, you don't need to, just come along and get involved and have fun. But it's more like, it's a skill, right? It's like you wouldn't just pick up a guitar and expect to be able to play that straight away. It's a skill. You have to practice. You have to have lessons. You have to practice over and over again. And the same what you said, if you played the same song, you might play it really well, but in 10 years' time, you played the same song, you haven't really developed anywhere. So and like you need to kind of diversify and do other things. So yeah, I kind of tell people it's like that.
I do. Are you messing with Kat? Is it I think you muted.
I've muted Kat. I have not muted you.
No.
Shush, Kat, go. Have I muted you? Maybe I have not. You're back. You muted yourself.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh, I thought we were having a good conversation.
No interruptions. Just
I know, yeah. I'm so gobby.
Let's kick the camera. Sorry, Kat. Apologies. Okay. I didn't do it on purpose if I did do it.
I didn't even notice. People in the chat were like, oh, you've muted Kat. I was like, yeah, I think you have.
She was just miming again. It's all that talk of miming at the beginning. Oh, I see you shouting at me in the chat now. I was chatting. Sorry. Well, while you're mute, did you find any questions?
Yeah, I found quite a few questions. I was saying them, and I think I thought you were just ignoring me.
Amy May asked, can we get Jake's books in the shop? You can't get them in ScrawlrBox shop, but they're available in lots of different places. Can't you? Where can you get your books, Jake? Amazon?
Yeah, it's kind of all good bookshops, as they say. Yeah. A lot of art shops and a lot of galleries do them, and they're international, so they're in like 12 different languages. So so all around the world. Yeah. Or hopefully all around the world. They have been all around the world. Hopefully they're still out in different countries. I'm always really excited when people send photos of them in places that I haven't been before.
Yeah, that is cool. That must be cool. Or do you see, have you ever seen somebody reading or buying your book and they didn't know? Well, that would be quite cool, I thought.
Oh yeah, they didn't know you.
You just sat on the train reading your book, you're like, I wrote that book.
Oh, nice book you got there.
I tried to tell someone and they just looked at me like I was a complete weirdo.
Yeah, sure, mate.
So the person that was the front cover of the book, so there are quite a few books that have a portrait on the front cover. I was with the person that was on the front cover of the book, and we were both in an art shop. Right. Someone was buying the book, and I like tapped them on the shoulder, and I was like, "That's the person on the front of the book," and I wrote it, and they just ran away. Like, I don't even know if they bought the book in the end.
Too much pressure. They're like, "Oh no, what?"
just hanging out in art shops, forcing people to buy your book.
Yeah.
It's me, buy it. Oh dear. Joanna Wallman says, "Are your books available in Sweden?" Well, I think they probably are.
They are.
Maybe even in Swedish.
Or several of them, not all of them, but yeah, I think I've got 3 titles in Swedish.
Cool.
There was a point where I had one book translated and I was like, oh, I'm going to learn the language it's translated into. And then it got into like 3 books translated and I haven't learned that first language. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get around to doing this. So
what was the first language?
It was Dutch. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I've got quite a few Dutch friends. So I was like, oh, I could learn I could learn passable kind of conversational Dutch. I didn't, and I can't. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible linguist.
The classic English way.
The classic English way, yeah.
They'll know English.
I know it.
Yeah.
Can I have a beer, please?
Are you writing a book at the moment, Jake, or you got another one on the way? How do you have? Because you seem to be doing, like, you've got your art, you do stuff for Derwent, you do books, you got your courses, your online courses. You're a busy guy. How do you fit it all in?
There was a bit of juggling for many, many years, but I'm on a pause of writing books. I've got a series that I've put together as an idea, but I'm actually just kind of waiting a little while before I go any further with that. And I'm converting a little school at the moment. So we've got me and my partner have bought a primary school and we're turning it into an art centre.
Oh, wow.
So that's taking quite a lot of my time at the moment.
So just another whole project.
Another thing.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun. Is that because you mentioned Brighton? Is it in Brighton where you're based, that area, or?
Well, I run a little school in Brighton, Draw Brighton, and so that's like a little drawing school that's based in the centre of town. But that's also where we run all of our online classes. The organisation that we run our online classes through. So I'm actually in North Wales.
Oh.
So the school is near me in North Wales here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'll be moving some of our courses up from Brighton to Wales, and I run all the online courses from here, and I'll be running some of those from the new school, which will be really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you get some free time.
In my free time, exactly. Well, in my free time, I just draw. If I ever have a day off, which is quite rare, I just spend the whole day drawing. So I might as well, just be drawing all the time. It's great.
Yeah, why not? You did also give us a lovely discount code, which is in the box for your courses. So if anybody wants to check out Jake's courses, it's on the back of the. I won't give it away now.
No.
So you need to get the box. Get the box.
I'm pretty sure everyone here's got the box.
Everyone has got it. But yeah. Thank you for the discount. Hopefully, you'll see a couple of people signing up to take on under your wing and get some better skills. Maybe I should join and start learning how to draw eyes.
Oh yeah.
Do you do live drawing classes from you, like live? Sort of thing?
Yeah. So we do we started doing online live drawing classes in lockdown via Zoom, and they went really well. And so we've continued all of that. So we do live drawing and portrait drawing, and tutored and untutored sessions, and they just have such a lovely community feel. I mean, it's like you guys, with your amazing community that you've built. Like it's lovely to have these kind of distributed drawing communities where everyone's sharing the same challenges and the same joys of drawing together. It's just a real pleasure.
Yeah, I always say I miss life drawing, and there's a class just down the road which I need to get into, but they're full at the moment, so I haven't done. I used to do loads on my foundation course, and that was great, but
you should come to some of the online sessions, Chris.
I'm thinking that's exactly what I was thinking, because I can't make it to the ones that are near me, even though they're at the pub, and that would be fun. But online, I don't have an excuse to. I can sit in my pajamas and do it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, all right. Well, let's do that then. Everyone, let's all go crash Jake's
community sesh.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, no, I'd love to do that, because I did find it so good. Like, we did loads of quick drawings. There's a longer one. Just that foundation was the best.
Yeah, I love
education. You said you did I think in your interview you said you did a foundation art, but then did no other degree or anything after that. You just kind of.
Yeah, just the foundation. So I was thinking about degree, but then I was also doing some creative work at the time as well. So I was like, I'll carry on the creative work, and then one thing leads to another, and you realize you'd never actually got a qualification, but you're, still doing all the things you wanted to do. So I was lucky there.
Yeah, you haven't got you haven't not doing a thing, but then you've got 6 jobs, doing a course, doing books, being an artist, running a school, doing all this. It just happens. But yeah, good. It's so good when people can just turn their passion into, a living, and so good. Uh, Sharky says, just whipped up Jake's books. Turns out I actually saw some of them in the Derwent Shop yesterday. Oh, Sharky was in the Derwent Shop yesterday.
In the Derwent Shop in real life, up in Cumbria.
Cumbria?
Yeah.
With a giant pencil.
With the giant pencil.
Yeah.
I've drawn with that giant pencil.
It's an actual pencil.
It is an actual pencil. Yeah. I think it has to be an actual pencil for the world record. It's a colouring.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It is on a bit of a technicality because it's the largest colour pencil in the world. Yeah. It's not the largest pencil. The largest pencil in Indonesia, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing something about that, actually. It's insanely huge.
Yeah. I was invited up by Derwent to go have a look around the factory when we were getting pencils made, and then I went to the shop. It was really cool. It's a long way away from me, but it's worth if you're ever up in the Lake District area, Cumbria, it's worth going to see. And in fact, I saw the in the lab, because they have very technical. Have you been into you must have been into the factory and things. We've seen how it works.
Yeah, and met the wonderful Barbara. Did you meet Barbara?
I can't remember. I don't think it was. I think they were actually not. There wasn't much going on, which is a shame because they were kind of mid cleaning or doing something to the machines, which John was telling me is like that's really bad timing. But so there wasn't much going on, so I can't remember the names of the people. But they showed me the light fast testing machine, which was like basically kind of showered the pencils and pigments in UV for like simulated 100 years of light in a short amount of time, and that testing was very impressive. Like thousands and thousands of pounds. It's like a huge bit of kit, like expensive. So they do like it's proper testing.
Well, the test that I enjoyed, which is a bit weird, but it's the stomach simulator where they've got like a series of kind of vessels that pencil cores go through to test that if a child eats the pencil, it's not going to do them any harm. So it like makes a child's stomach to see whether it will do any harm as it goes through.
That is amazing. I did not see that.
If there's a zombie apocalypse, we could eat our pencils if needed.
I would officially not advise it. I would say.
I don't think they're very nutritious.
The pencils is
How random. I guess kids eat anything, don't they? Everything that's found everywhere just goes in the mouth.
But it's not just a factory building pencils. It's like a lab, and they've all got the white coats. So it's like they're scientists in there. It's like a huge lab where they're testing all the colors and the pigments and the light fast, everything like that. It's, and they've got like an archive of all because obviously they've got like say this, whatever it is, the color magenta LF2. They've got like a set of the original like color pencils that everything's then built off of, so you have to match back to the original color. So they've got the standard color. When they make a new one, they kind of send a sample back in, and it has to be tested against that one, see if it's the right color. You're not just going, that's about right. But,
yeah, really.
It's very scientific. It's cool.
I love that.
Yeah. Pencil geeks.
Pencil geeks, science geeks. We love a science person.
We do. Well, have we got? If there's any more questions, we're nearly an hour already, so I don't want to take up too much of your time, Jay. You've probably got lessons to teach, artworks, books to write, and all that kind of stuff. But
I can talk about pencils all night, Chris.
Good. But yeah, so if any final questions, put them in the chat. I will go and have a look at how the vote is going on our live poll, because we need to choose a winner. Let's see. These, just a reminder. Let's see. This is what it was. I'm going to do one last refresh. Last chance for votes, if you want. Oh, I don't think there's no need. There's a clear winner. 89% to 11%, and the winner is, where's my? It's the Badger, which is this one.
Mel
The Badger
Fallon.
which was Mel Fallon and Catelyn. I can't pronounce it. Elo. The two cats. You were the you chose Mel's
I
Badger,
did.
which is done in oil pastels, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
Put it full screen.
Gorgeous. Look at it. Gorgeous. I'm in love with the Badger. He's having a little sniff.
So yeah, that was your choice, and the cabbage one was my choice by Catelyn. Both very good. But yeah, so you're winning 2-1-1. Well done. I'll take it back from you next month.
No.
I'll work harder. Well done. So we will get Mel a prize. And what else did I say? I said say something in the comments about my black eye. So let's see if I can find something.
Peas.
Black eyed peas would be good. Now I have to go through the chat to find something. There we go. I found one. Dark eye, which is Sarah Davis. There you go, Sarah. You have won a little bag of pens and pencils and stuff like that. So well done. I'll pin that message. Either cat or I, probably cat. We'll get in touch.
I'll find you tomorrow, Sarah. Hunt you out.
And Mel will probably be hounding us already, saying, "Send me my stuff." So,
I mean, that would help too.
I'm just reading back through the comments. Oh yeah. Oh, Amy May says she did have a dinosaur question. Should we ask that one to finish off with some highbrow stuff? Kat, do you want to ask that?
Oh no, I forgot the order of the question. Wait, one sec.
Oh no. Amy's one question.
Amy's one question. I've already fucked it.
Amy, write your question in the chat, Amy. Find it.
Were T-Rexes actually dragons? That's what I need to ask.
Were T-Rexes actually dragons?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Jake? Is that a subject you know much about?
Oddly,
your brooch would suggest that you do.
I've got a dragon here. I was actually hanging out with a T-Rex earlier at the
See?
store. There's like a 7-foot tall T-Rex.
Expert.
I was talking that. So,
well, that's the perfect question.
The person we needed to ask this question to.
Well, like, I mean, their little hands couldn't have been. I mean, they'd have been terrible at drawing, right? They can't get to their wings at some point. So I'm going to err on the side of yes, definitely a precursor to a dragon.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. Hope that helps answer your question, Amy.
I think that's right. So are we saying which was first? The dragon?
I think T-Rex really disappointed that it's got tiny little arms and just tries really hard and grows wings. I mean, as an evolutionary process, right?
Yeah.
Dragon eventually. Yeah. Because
birds.
There would have then been the medieval dragons. So I guess
true, yeah, we're going into time zones. Yeah, you're right.
Still terrible at drawing those dragons, I think, as well.
Great.
Well, on that note, I think we'll wind up. Unless you've got any more random questions.
More dragon talk. Yeah, everyone is homework. Draw dragons. Lux says.
We've got another prompt. Yeah, thanks for coming along, Jake, and sharing your wonderful knowledge with us and your artwork for the box. And we didn't get into this, all the tips and things that you've shared a bit of in here in the zine. Obviously, you've got your courses, your books. There's loads of stuff out there. So go and check out. I think, did I put your Instagram up? What's the best way to get in touch? I put your Instagram up there. Jake Spice Art.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome. And hopefully you guys are going to come along to some life drawing, right?
Yes, I definitely am.
Yes,
I need to get back into it, and that's a perfect way to get back into it.
Yes.
Awesome. And that's it. You can do it in your pajamas, like you say.
We'll all be there. Cat Eye and everyone in the chat. We'll all be there.
PJ.
To do some live
PJ drawing crew.
So yeah. I think that's it. Thanks very much, Jake. Thanks, Kat. Thanks
Thank you,
everybody
Jake.
in the chat.
Me.
I'm sure there'll be more artworks with this box as they come out.
I want to see everyone's drawings, so tag me if you post them up. I really want to see them.
Yes, definitely. Tag Jake, tag us. There's still some in the shop, so if you haven't got one, you go grab one now. There's not many left, to be fair. Oh, before we go, I've got some other news, which is a bit secretive. We've also got a sale starting right now.
Ah, yes.
I haven't promoted it yet, but we've got not this box, obviously, because it's quite new.
It's
But some
new.
of the older previous boxes are now they're down to £5. £5. Some of them £5, £8, £10. There's loads on sale, but I haven't sent an email out yet. But I thought I'd let the hardcore scrollers who come to the live stream know. So if you want some heavily discounted great art supplies, go and have a look at the website. There's sales live now. I'll be sending out an email to everybody tomorrow, but you get first pick. So go and have a look. Yeah, this box is here, but not discounted. But still worth it. Still great value. But yeah, go buy one for your mum and friend and everyone. And yeah, share
Everyone.
those drawings with us as well. There's some older boxes, some other pencil ones, paint ones, markers. Get creating, share your work with us. Just tag Jake in all of them as well, even if it's not his box. Just tag him
Any
in all of them.
dragons you draw?
Dragons, T-Rexes. You could regret that, but
No.
yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. Let's wind up. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks, Jake.
All right.
Thanks, Kat. Thanks everyone in the chat.
Thanks, guys.
keep
Thank
scrolling.
you, Jake.
For having me.
And we'll see you all next month for another live stream. Keep scrolling until then. Cheers, guys. Bye. Still going.